let's get the recording started. Okay, welcome to the Tuesday night class. Tonight I prepared some core work as usual, and I just want to explain that Rebecca says, okay, I'm coming. Sorry about that. She's just sending me a chat. Okay. I'll just quickly write her back. I want to explain that we do the core work because I find that a lot of yoga and fitness classes do a short part of core work and usually at the end. But the core is so important for our back, our neck, and our posture in general. And especially that a lot of us are finding that we're working long hours. Many of us are working from home and we're seated for most of the day. That's where our postures really suffer. So working the core much more than usual is going to be to your benefit. It will also help with the breath. It will also help with support of the low back. So it will reduce any back pain, and it can help a lot with the positioning of the legs and the hips. Sometimes when we position ourselves poorly, when we're focusing intellectually on something, we don't realize that our hips and our knees are in bad positions until we start to get an ache. And that's what we want to prevent. So this is why I like to mix in a lot of core work into especially this class. And then we do a lot of deeper stretches to get ready for our evening and for sleep. Okay. So just now I'd like to start us out with a typical yogic breath where we'll expand the belly when we breathe in and we breathe out and we let the belly come back in. Okay, so let's just do about 10 of those breaths now. Hi, Rebecca. So keep the shoulders relaxed. Keep your neck long, chest lifted, and the tummy is just going to move gently with your breath. You could set your hands on your tummy if you wish. I'll just back up a little bit so you can see the hands on the tummy if you wish, or your hands can be on your thighs. So we're simply going to breathe in and allow the tummy to expand without pushing down and without pushing out. There's just an expansion. And as you breathe out, the tummy moves back in. You breathe in, tummy moves out, and you breathe out, tummy moves back in. So once you've got that rhythm, just close your eyes and focus on the sensation, what it feels like when the tummy moves in and out. Focus on a very calm and quiet breath. And see if at the same time you can quiet the mind. The mind and the breath are woven together. When we can quiet the breath, the mind tends to calm down as well. One more deep breath in and breathing out. Open your eyes and we'll take our right hand and you're going to use the two middle fingers and the thumb of the right hand. So I'm not mirroring you. If I were to mirror you, it would be like this. So I'm taking my right hand. I'm going to bring the right arm across the body and we'll block off the left nostril. To do that, you're just going to slide your two middle fingers down until you feel the soft spot. There's the bone and then there's the soft spot just above the nostril. This is where you want to press. Take a deep breath in through the right nostril. Close the right nostril with the thumb and breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. Close it off and breathe out through the right. And again, breathing in through the right. Closing off, breathing out through the left. And we'll keep going, breathing in. Closing off, breathing out. Now, if you're feeling comfortable, close your eyes and keep going. See if you can make your breath completely silent. Again, focus your mind on the breath and see if you can slow down the breath, slowing down thoughts, reaching a state of calm. The next time you breathe in, bring your hand down and breathe out through both nostrils. Stay for a short moment with your eyes closed. And take a moment now to just set your intentions for your evening. How do you want to feel this evening? Good, let's open our eyes and let's get onto our hands and knees onto the mat. So simply place your knees underneath your hips, hands underneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide, and get that little dialing out of the hands so it activates your arms and your shoulders. Let's take a deep breath in and curl the spine, looking skyward. And then we'll breathe out and look to the belly button, rounding out the back. And again, we'll breathe in and curl. Breathe out and round. Breathing in, curling, look skyward. Breathing out, rounding. And then the next time when you breathe in and curl, stay in this position and wag your tail. Bring the hips from side to side, staying curled. Now we'll walk our hands forward, just about a hand's length forward. So they'll be slightly forward of your shoulders. Your low back is still curling. Tuck your toes under and just raise your knees. Now you'll keep your knees bent. The head is looking at the space between the hands. And I want you to rock forward and backwards, forward and backwards. Doing this, you must activate the arms. So really dial your hands out. Now this position is called crouching cat. Quite different from down dog. It's much more activated, much more energy, muscular energy you're using here. Now, from forward and backward, bounce up and down. So you're raising your hips, straightening your legs a bit, and then bend again, bouncing up and down. And then let's bring the knees back down to the earth. Release your toes. Set your right hand off your mat, left hand on top, and press the hips backwards towards the heels. You can let your head rest on your left arm, and you're feeling a stretch down the left-hand side of the body, down to the hip. Lifting back up, we'll change sides. Left hand off the mat, right hand on top. Hips go back towards the heels. And you rest your head on the right arm. Deep breaths. Coming back up, back to center. This time, tuck the toes under and take your downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Maybe you want to walk your feet back a little bit to really get that stretch down into the calves, down into the Achilles tendons. And then straightening both legs. Find the engagement in the arms. Find the engagement in the legs. Take a deep breath in and move into a plank position. Belly in, head lifted, arms strong. Push back to downward facing dog. And again, we'll move into a plank position. Push back to down dog, breathing out. One more time, we move into plank, breathing in. Let's lower our knees down and gently lower the chest down between the hands. Pointing your toes, lengthen your legs out behind you. Now we're going to take the hands off the mat, spider the hands, so you're just got the fingertips down and the palms are up. Elbows point upwards to the sky. Take a deep breath in, rise up, and come back down. So you're pushing into the fingertips and getting that energetic lift. And again, let's breathe in, rise up. Breathing out, come on back down. Breathing in, let's rise. Breathing out. 2 more times. Breathing in, feel the stretch in the abdomen. Breathing out. Last one. Let's breathe in and breathing out. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and push up onto your knees. And let's take the downward facing dog again. Pedal your feet. Good. Look to your hands now and begin taking baby steps forward until you reach the front edge of the mat. Separate your feet about hip width and take a look at your toes and separate your toes. Get the big toes going in. Get a space between the big toe and the second toe. Then second and third and fourth, and push that pinky toe out there. Once you've got all the toes separated, bend the knees, grab the elbows, and just fold forward. And let's take a gentle sway from side to side. Coming back to center, let your arms fall to the floor and roll your right and left shoulders. And from here, turn your head from right to left, a little no with the head. And then up and down for a little yes. Then we'll set our hands to the hips, elbows point skyward, bend the knees, lift your chin first, chest will follow, and come all the way up to a standing position. Once you're in your standing position, find that perfect posture. So your legs are strong and you're dialing your feet out. Your chest is lifted. The arms are down by your sides. Your chin is lifted and you feel the pull through the crown of the head up towards the sky. So you can notice the pull of gravity down through your feet and imagine there's another pull upwards towards the heavens. Let's bring our hands to our heart center. Take a deep breath in, raise the arms up and stretch skyward. Bring your hands to your heart and bend at your knees to fold forward and the hands come to the earth. From here, take a halfway lift, stretching your spine forward. The knees are still soft. Send your right leg back into a lunge position. So all toes will point forward in this lunge position. Fingertips on the floor. Stay here, take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, straighten the front leg as much as possible. Breathe in, rebend the knee. The back heel will come up. Breathe out, straighten the leg. The back heel will move towards the floor. One more time, breathe in, bend the knee. Breathe out, straighten the legs. Now rebend the knee and step back to your plank position. If you need to, you step both feet back. Lift your chin, looking forward of the mat. Lower your knees down. Keep the hips up. Now we're going to do something called Ashtanga Asana, which means you got your 2 toes down, you got your 2 knees down, you've got the hands down. So that's already 6 points. Ashtanga means 8. So now we have 2 more points to put on the floor. And it's going to be the chest and the chin. So you keep your hips up, you move down into Ashtanga Asana. Hips are up off the floor, chin and chest are down. Now release everything, point the toes, lengthen out, and rise to a little cobra. Bring your chest back down. Push back to downward facing dog. Taking your time, being strong. Look to your hands and begin taking slow steps forward until you reach the front edge of your mat. From here, feet are apart. Look at your toes. Toes are apart. Halfway lift. And fold forward. Here, if you want to, grab your ankles. Pull yourself down a little bit more. Hands to your hips. Bend your knees. Dialing the feet out. Raise your chin first. Chest follows. And come all the way up to a standing position. Refine that perfect posture. Arms by your side. Chest lifted, head lifted, a growing feeling up towards the sky. Hands to your heart center. And let's do the other side. Deep breath in, rise up. Look skyward as you stretch up. Fold forward, hands come to your heart center before bending the knees, bend at the hips. Hands come to the earth. Halfway lift, breathe in. Now step your left foot back. All toes pointing forward, fingertips on the floor. It's like a little spider, fingertips on the floor, palms are up. Deep breath in, breathe out, and straighten the front leg as much as possible. Breathing in, bend the knee. Breathing out, straighten the leg. One more time, breathe in, bend the knee. Breathing out, straighten the leg. Good, let's re-bend the knee, set the hands down, and stepping your feet back to the plank position. Ashtanga Asana, knees come down, chest and chin, hips stay up. Hold for a moment. Now release everything, pointing the toes, lift up into a cobra. Bring your chest back down as you push back to downward facing dog. Looking to your hands, take baby steps forward. Till you make it all the way to the front edge of the mat, feet apart, toes apart. Come to the halfway lift. Then as you fold forward, if you want to go farther, grab your ankles, pull yourself down. Then hands to your hips, bend the knees, elbows up, lift your chin and rise to a standing position. Stretch your arms by your sides, lift up through the crown of the head. Hands to your heart center. Okay, we're going to go through that 2 more times, once on the right, once on the left. At the second time, I'm going to come and have a look at you all, okay? Let's take a deep breath in and stretch skyward. Breathing out, let's fold, bending at the knees, all the way down. Halfway lift, breathing in. Stepping your right foot back. Front knee bends. We take a deep breath in. Breathe out, straighten the front leg as much as possible. Breathing in, rebend. Breathing out, we straighten. One more time, breathing in, bend. Breathing out, straighten. Set your hands down and step back to a plank position. Ashtanga Asana, knees, chest, and chin come down. Point your toes, release everything, rise to a cobra. And push back to downward facing dog. Taking baby steps forward, come to the front edge of your mat. Take that halfway lift. Fold forward, grab the ankles if you wish. Hands at your hips, elbows up, bend your knees, and we'll rise all the way up to a standing position and find that perfect posture. Arms by your sides, chest lifted. Hands at your heart center. And last one, deep breath in, rise up. Breathing out, go ahead and fold forward. Hands come to the earth. Take your halfway lift. Good. Step your left leg back. Excellent, everyone. Very nice. Now keep the knee bent. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, straighten the front leg, keeping fingertips down. See if you can spider. That's it, Rebecca. Good. Breathing in, rebend the knee. Excellent, Natasha. Breathe out, straighten the leg. One more time. You're looking good, Takako. Breathe in, bend the knee. Breathing out and straighten the leg. Excellent, ladies. Rebend the knee now and take a plank position. Good job. Okay, Ashtanga Asana. Knees, chest, and chin to the floor. Keep the hips up. That's it. Now release everything, point the toes, and rise to a cobra. Beautiful. And push back to downward facing dog. Excellent. Looking to your hands, take those baby steps forward till you reach the front edge of your mat. Take the halfway lift. Fold forward, grabbing the ankles if you wish. Hands to your hips, bend your knees, push down through your feet, and rise to a standing position. Arms by your sides, stretched by your side. Good job. Okay. Staying standing, we're going to do a couple of postures, standing postures. We're going to start by sending the right foot back, and I want you to put the tops of the toes down onto the mat. So you're pushing into the big toe and the second toe. It's stretching out the front of the foot, the top of the foot, and the ankle. All right, this is a very sensitive joint we have with the big toe, especially if we wear high-heeled shoes or very pointy shoes. So it's good to get that stretched out. And then we're going to send the right leg back into a lunge position while raising the arms up. So it's a shortened lunge because we're sending the leg back just from standing. Bring your hands by the sides of your head. Your thumbs are by your ears. Elbows point forward. And you'll lean back. Pull the belly in. Look skyward. It's going to take a little bit of balance. Take some deep breaths here. 3. Squeeze the back glute as well. 2. 1. Raise the arms, and you're going to turn the back foot so you get into a warrior 2 position. The back foot is diagonal, the front foot faces forward. Sink down nicely, and you're dialing the left foot out so the knee goes more towards the baby toe. Hold it here, setting your gaze at your left hand. Deep breaths in and out of the chest, and the belly is long. Straighten the left leg now. And we'll reach forward with the left hand. Bring the left hand down to the left ankle. Right arm goes up to the sky. First, hold it here. The left knee, you can straighten it out, but make sure it's not hyperextended. Now wrap your left arm. You're going to turn the hand, wrap it around the low back, and see if you can get the hand onto the left thigh. Keep turning the head to look skyward. Keep stretching the left leg as straight as possible. Still dialing out the feet. Left foot dials to the left, right foot dials to the right. 3, 2, 1. Rise back up. Bringing your hands to your hips. Steer your hips and your shoulders forward. Now listen carefully. We're going to move into an airplane position. You want to soften the front knee, and you'll push off your back leg to raise the back leg as high as possible. Once you're there, stretch your arms alongside your body. Palms face the floor, squeeze the shoulder blades, push the right leg back and up behind you. Hold it 3, 2, 1. Rise all the way up to standing and release for a moment. Lift your chest and relax. We'll do the left side. Left foot, top of the toes down. Push down into the mat for a moment, just to get the stretch of the top of the foot. And then we lift the back foot and we send it back, raising the arms up into that lunge position. Hands come by the sides of the head, elbows point forward, leaning back, opening up the chest. And it's like you're holding your head. I heard someone call this today a skull hold. So it's like you're holding the skull. Open the throat. 3, 2, 1. Stretching the arms. Turn it into the warrior 2 position. So your left heel comes down and you're dialing out. Right foot goes out to the right, left foot goes out to the left. Stretch your arms as straight as possible. And again, holding here. Stretch your right leg straight. Reach beyond the right foot. And the right hand comes down to the ankle. Left arm goes up to the sky. Turn your left hand and bring the left arm around the low back. See if you can clasp a hold of the right thigh. Now, your legs are still engaged. You're still dialing out the right foot, still dialing out the left. So everything is strong. If possible, straighten completely the right leg without blocking the knee. 3, 2, 1. Release this. Rise back up and bring your hands to your hips. Turn the hips forward along with the chest and the shoulders. You're going to micro bend the front knee to be able to get that lift off and raise the leg behind you into airplane. Stretch your arms by your sides. Lift the back leg. Squeeze your shoulder blades so you can lift your hands behind you. 3, stay strong. 2, and 1. Come up to standing and release. Good job. Hands once again to your hips. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Okay. Now we don't want to dump into the hips, so we're going to keep that right knee up. And you're going to sink down into a little squat. Hands come to your heart center. Set your gaze at something off in front of you. So the right knee stays up. You don't want to let it drop and dump down. Keep it up. Keep breathing. Setting your gaze in front for 3, 2, 1. Come on up and uncross the legs. Then we change. Left ankle over the right thigh. The knee is up, hands to the heart center, and you'll sink down. Hips go back. Set your gaze out in front of you and just get your bearings first. And then you stay. 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up to standing. From here, raise your arms up. Bring your arms directly over your shoulders and stretch your right leg behind you, pointing the toe. Now, this is some excellent leg and glute work. So we're going to pull the belly upwards and inwards, and we'll raise the back leg. So the toes are up off the floor, arms are stretched skyward. Keep lifting up through the chest. And maybe we'll just pulse the leg. 5, 4, lifting a little higher. 3, 2, 1. Releasing, bring the arms down, bring the legs down. Good job. Changing sides, raise the arms first, stretch your left leg back. So this is almost like bar work. Point the toes, lift the chest, belly in, raise the leg behind you and hold. Feel the glute work. And pulse it. 5, lifting a little higher. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Bring the arms down, legs down. Hands to your hips. Bend your right knee, bring it out to the side. You're either at the ankle, the knee with the heel higher than the kneecap, or the inner thigh. Raise your arms in a V position. Set your gaze at one point beyond you, and just calm the mind. Focus the eyes onto that one point. Hands come back down to the hips. And let's lower the leg. Changing sides. Let's do the left knee out to the side. You're either at the ankle, at the knee with the heel higher than the kneecap, or the inner thigh. Once you're there, really lift the ribs away from the hips. Raise the chin and open the arms in a V position. This is Vrikshasana, tree pose. Lowering the arms back down and lower the foot. Good job. Okay. Separate your feet, always hip width, turning the feet out a little bit. You're dialing out the legs. Bring your hands to your heart center and close your eyes for a moment. Take a few deep breaths here. And just feel the sensation of the palms touching each other. The insides of the fingers touching each other. The warmth of the hands. Even the ridges of the hands and the bumps on the inside. Just notice and feel for a moment. Open your eyes, take a deep breath in and raise your arms skyward, stretching long. And then as you breathe out, bend at the knees and fold yourself forward till the hands come to the floor. Halfway lift, breathing in. And let's step back to a plank position. Plank position is probably one of the best core working positions there are. So we're going to hold here, pull your belly in tight, dial your hands out. If at any point it's too much, you can lower your knees to the earth. See if you can draw your shoulders away from the ears and lift your chin. This helps to prevent forward head position. You want to keep the chin up. Holding here for 5 more breaths. And you can flatten out the belly in this posture. Pulling the belly button upwards and inwards. 3, 2, and 1. Lower your knees down, looking forward, lower your chest down to the floor. Good job. Hands under the forehead, and just move your hips from side to side. Relaxing a little bit, the neck, shoulders, the arms, and the hands. Okay. Stretch your right arm out to the side, keeping the left hand underneath the face. You're going to raise your right arm and left leg. Holding here. So the arm is like out in an airplane position, And the left leg is just lifting up. You want to really focus on the contraction of the back of the left leg, the glute, as well as the back of the right shoulder. And now we'll just pulse 5 times. So pulsing, lifting 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hand back down underneath the forehead. Bring the leg back down and move your hips from side to let go. Nice job. Okay, left arm out to the side, palm facing down. You raise the left arm and the right leg this time. And look for those contractions down the back of the leg, the glute, and the back of the left shoulder. And we'll pulse. Lift higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on back down. Move your hips from side to side. Okay. Now, whichever position you're going to be in, where you see me the best, I want you to roll onto that side. Whichever position where you're going to see the computer the best or your device the best. Okay? Bring the lower arm out in front of you, just at the level of the shoulder. The right hand will go behind the head so it supports the neck. Okay? And you're going to lift both legs up off the floor so the toes don't touch anymore. You're in a position where you're contracting your belly button inwards. And if you find that, okay, there's too much pressure on the hip, you can roll back a little bit until you're on the side glute. Now we're going to take a deep breath in, and you're going to lift your head and shoulders, lifting the top knee towards the elbow, and you'll come back down. All right? So we'll breathe out, lift the knee and the elbow towards each other. Breathe in, come back down. Breathing out, elbow, knee. Breathing in. Breathing out, elbow, knee, controlling. Breathing in, one more time. Breathing out, elbow, knee. All right, we're going to add on to this. If you're not sure, watch. We're going to lift elbow, knee. And as we come down, I want you to bring the lower leg forward, top leg back. So it's like you split the legs, scissoring them out. Rise back up, top knee and elbow. And then scissor the legs. Lower leg forward, top leg back. Again, knee and elbow. Scissor the legs as you come down. Knee and elbow. Scissor the legs. Here's the last one. Knee and elbow. Scissor the legs. Bring the legs back together and lower them down. Whew. All right. From here, rise up from the side, bending the knees. Come up. Swing your legs around to the opposite side. Stay seated. Grab a hold of the top ankle. And you come into what's called mermaid's pose. So you're holding the top ankle. You're lifting the opposite arm and you're stretching out the side that we just worked. It should feel pretty good right now. All right, looks good, everybody. Lovely, let's do the other side now. Come on down onto the side, bringing the arm, the lower arm out in front of you. Top arm supports the neck, so you bring your hand behind your head. Stretch your legs and point your toes. The feet are up off the floor and you're balanced on the side hip. Okay, so first 5 is just with the knee. Take a deep breath in, breathe out, knee and elbow come up. Breathing in, stretch out. Breathing out, knee and elbow. Breathing in, slow and controlled. Breathing out. 2 more, breathe in, breathing out. Last one, breathing in, breathing out. All right. The next 5, we split the legs. So we lift knee and elbow, and then split the legs. Lower leg front, top leg back. Breathing out, lift the knee and elbow. Split the legs as you come down. 3 more. Split the legs. 2 more. Split, here's the last one. Whew. And split the legs. Good job. Bring the legs back together. Knees bend, lifting up. Swing your feet to the opposite side and mermaid's pose. So the feet stay together. You can grab hold of the ankle and lean over to stretch out that side we just worked. Excellent job, ladies. All right, releasing this. I want you to swing your legs around so that you can lie down onto your back. Head comes down, back is down. Walk your feet away from you, and we'll take that hamstring bridge. Heels into the floor, toes up, arms down by your sides. Lift the hips up. And if you want, you just touch the backs of your legs. You should be able to feel the muscles really contracting to keep the hips up. Holding here, breathing deeply. One more deep breath in. And bring the hips down. Walk your feet in now towards the hips. Elbows are bent and you're pushing the elbows down into the floor. Your fingers are spread wide. This really helps with the posture, the upper back, and opening the chest. Raise your hips up. Squeezing the glutes, you're using your thighs and your glutes to get the hips up. Holding here, we're going to raise the right leg. Point the toes, hold the leg up. And now we'll pulse up a little bit higher, pressing into the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the foot back down. Raise the hips back up nicely again. Hold for a moment. And raise the left leg, pointing the toes. And we'll pulse up a little bit higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the left leg back down. Reset the feet so the hips are nice and high, neck is long. Raise the arms over the head. And very, very slowly lower the back, one vertebra at a time. Very, very slowly. Especially the low back. See if you can get that slowly onto the floor. Once you're all the way down, separate your feet as wide as your mat and let your knees fall to the right and hold it here, stretching your left arm far behind you. One knee at a time, raise the knees back up and change sides. Reach your right arm far behind you. See if you can get length through the belly in these stretches. One knee at a time, rise back up. Bring the soles of your feet together, knees wide, and let your knees rock from side to side. Just let the hips rock, even with the arms up behind the head. See if you can get little twists into the hips and low back. Now raising the knees back up, let's squeeze the knees against the chest and get that rocking again from side to side. Grab behind your thighs. Now, if you have any issues in your low back, maybe you want to rock to one side now and lift up from the side. If, however, you have no issues in your low back, rock up and down your spine until you can come to a seated position. And once you're seated, bring your feet together in front of you. Grab a hold of the ankles. Pull your feet in towards you. Pull the ankles in towards you. And wrap your fingers around your toes. Lift through the chest. Now, if you already have a very big stretch going on in the inner thighs, just stay here. If, however, you feel you want to move forward, set your hands down in front of you and begin walking your hands out to the point where you feel, okay, there's a very big inner thigh stretch going on. Maybe it's also in the hips. Maybe it's also in the low back. Please never go into any pain. Just feel the tension of the stretch, and that's it. Deep breathing here. Releasing, you can walk your hands back if they were out in front of you. Stretch your left leg out to the side. The right foot stays in towards the groin, and the heel is actually pointing directly towards the center of your body. Your left leg stretched out, the toes pointing skyward. Set your hands behind you to really lift up through the chest. And then we're gently going to turn, bringing the right arm around, and see how far you can grab on the left leg. It's either on the tibia, ankle, or maybe you can catch the toes. Keep your left hand behind you so you can support the back. There's a big twist going on in the back, and the belly twists as well. See if you can take your breaths into the chest and stay here. To release, set your right hand down, push into the floor to lift back up. Okay, lifting your right knee, cross it over your left leg. Grab a hold of the knee with your left arm, raise your right arm, stretch skyward so you lengthen through the spine, and then gently twist, setting the hand down in a spider again, fingertips on the floor, the palms lifted. Turn to look over your right shoulder. Taking some deep, slow breaths here. You really pull the knee towards the armpit so you get that stretch on the outside of the hip and the glute. Unwind slowly. Uncross the legs. Now we'll do a second inner thigh and hip stretch. The first one was butterfly, where you had the heels close to you. This time, push the heels away from you so it makes the diamond pose with your legs. You see your legs make a diamond. Set your hands behind you, lift again through the chest, and lean forward. If there's no issue in the low back, you could bring your hands out in front of you. But again, spider, fingertips on the floor. Lower yourself down as much as is comfortable. Taking deep, slow breaths. See if you can just let yourself melt forwards. Walking your hands back, lift yourself back up. Stretch your right leg now out to the side. The left heel comes towards the groin and the heel is pointing towards the center of the body. Okay. Hands come behind you, lift through the chest, and then turn your body so you get that twist through the belly and the center, the middle part of the back. Raise your left arm and bring it over. See if you can get the tibia, the ankle, or the toes. And allow yourself to sink down. Your right hand supports you behind the hips. The head moves down towards the legs, and you're breathing deeply and slowly. Set your hand down to help yourself back up and release. Lifting the left knee, you'll cross it over the right thigh. Grab a hold with your right arm. Left arm reaches to the sky first. You lift up through the waist and twist to look over your left shoulder. The left hand goes to the floor behind you. Deep breathing. Unwind slowly. Uncross the legs. Come back onto the length of your mat and stretch your legs out in front of you. Feet flexed, hands behind you. Lift through the chest, and we do the deep forward bend, Paschimottanasana. So if you have any low back issues, I recommend that you just keep your hands behind you. You keep the back long and straight, and you press against the floor with the hands to lean forward and get that stretch down the back chain of the body. If, however, you have no low back issues, you could reach your hands out in front of you and grab your feet. Make sure that your feet are like two rectangles facing you. That's what helps to keep everything aligned in the ankles, knees, and hips. And fold yourself down if everything's okay with the low back. Taking deep, slow breaths. Just see if you can focus your mind on the sensation of the tension of the stretch. And really get into your little cocoon in this forward bend. Setting your hands down onto the floor. Lift yourself back up. From here, slide your hands back, bending your knees. We'll take a quick counter posture, just raising the hips up. Squeeze the shoulder blades tight. Get the hips up, up, up. You can let your head go back on your trapeze if it's comfortable. If not, just look to your knees. And then lower the hips back down. Stretch your legs again. Bring the backs of your hands touching each other. Pull the belly in as you roll down onto your back. Once you're here, right knee to the chest. Rock the knee from right to left. Bring it back to center, nose to the knee, and stretch the leg out. Other side, left knee to the chest, and rock it from side to side. Back to center, nose to the knee. Stretch it back out. Now raise both knees up and rock them from side to side. Nose in between the knees. And stretch your legs onto your mat. Palms facing the sky. Find a really good position for Shavasana. If you need to cover yourself with a blanket or a shawl, you can do that now. And begin taking deep, slow breaths in and out of the tummy. Again, find your yogic breath. So as you breathe in, the belly just expands gently. And as you breathe out, you feel the belly moving back inwards towards the low back. No pressure in the belly, no pressure towards the perineum. Just a gentle, slow breath. And take a moment now to imagine that you have a relaxing shower starting from the crown of the head, moving down over the face, over the sides of the head and the ears, down over the back of the head, imagine it moving down over the neck and shoulders, relaxing everything it touches. Imagine it moving down over the chest, over the upper back, and the arms down to the hands. Moving down over the tummy, the waist, and the low back, over the hips, down over the legs, over the knees, towards the ankles, and over the feet. Feel like the shower is constant from the head down to the feet, continually relaxing you. Take some deep, slow breaths now, bringing your awareness back. And begin moving your fingers and your toes. Move your hands, your feet, your arms, and your legs a little bit, making some circles or just letting your legs roll from side to side. Raise your arms up over your head and stretch from fingers to toes. And then bring your knees up against your chest and squeeze them against the chest. Good. Stretching your right arm to your right ear. Roll all the way to your right hand side. And from the side, lift yourself up and come to a seated position. Good. Nice. And let's just gently rub our hands together. First, let's bring the hands over the face as if you're washing the face clean. This helps to stimulate the muscles in the face. And as we're not quite ready to go to bed yet, we still might see some people. So let's just stimulate the muscles in the face and shake the hands out. And let's rub our hands together again. And this time, this is a very lovely experience where you're connecting into the right-hand side of your brain. Bring your fingertips at the top of the forehead. And just like our shower, our relaxing shower, you're going to bring your fingertips down very, very slowly, going over the eyebrows, gently touching the eyelids. Move the fingers down slowly down the face. Just come into the sensation of it all. Down over the lips until you make it to the chin and jaw. And then you shake your hands out again. Good. Bringing your hands to your heart center. Thank you, ladies, for joining me tonight. Namaste. Have a lovely evening. Take care of yourselves. Be well and stay safe.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Bye.
Thanks, Marco. Bye.
Speak to you soon. Thank you, Annie.
Thank you, Natasha. Speak to you soon. Say hello to your parents for me.
I will.
Rebecca.
Lots of love.
See you.
See you. Have a nice evening, everybody.
You too. Thank you very much.
Thanks. My pleasure. Bye.